What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and this is my Power Book 3 Raising Canaan Episode 9 recap for Loyal to the End. Now, in this episode, we see Marvin is pissed off. They done tried to make an attack on the family. They damn near killed Lulu in the last episode, and it seems like he's ready to take revenge, and a lot of moving parts is going to take Unique out. Before we get into it, please subscribe and bang that bell. If you're new, make sure you hit that like. I'm trying to get to 30K subs. Let's get into it. Now we see when it kicks off, Marvin smoking that square, and he breathing that fire like a dungeon dragon. He hops in the ride with Lil Rob, aka Robin Harris, and so we see Unique, and he with his shorty, and they coming from shopping, but Marvin got the drum barrel like he in Afghanistan. He started unloading on Unique and the crew, and he tries to turn that BMW into Swiss cheese, and it turns out that it really was bulletproof. But Marvin don't give a damn. He damn near choked on that damn toothpick trying to tear their ass up, and Unique is furious because it's no holds barred. His crew tried to take out the van as they left, but Marvin made a getaway. We see Rock in the hospital with Lulu with the WWE Championship belt on, and she pissed because they done tried to take out her baby brother. We see Jessie is sitting there, and she by Lulu's side. She said, "I want to be here when he wakes up. I wanted to do it. I didn't even wash you up." She tell her go ahead and wash her ass, and while she was there, she said, "It's all right, little brother. They don't forgot who I am, but I'm going to show them who I am. They about to remember. Yeah, they going to feel me." And so Rock pissed because they done took a shot at her brother, literally, and she felt like her rep is, threatened. And then we see Symphony come in. He said, "Where you been? I've been worried about you." She said, "Worried about me? Huh?" And he said, "Yeah, I mean, when I've been calling you, you ain't answered the phone. What's going on?" She said, "Look here. All that stuff we was doing, that wasn't real. That was fake. I wasn't paying attention to who I am. But I woke up now. And me and you, that ain't nothing. We can't do this no more. Don't trip. You'll find you some little college girls to screw." He was like, "You know what? Fork you." She was like, "Oh, okay, you do got some balls. I was wondering when you was going to let them balls drop." He said, "You know what? Tell Marvin that Tony can't be trusted." And he out. She done played him for a simp. She trying to be hard, and she feels that, she don't want any attachments because that make her weak. Meanwhile, after the guns was done cooling off, Marvin upped the strap on, Robin Harris, and told him, "You know what? Time to finish the deal." And he said, "Man, hold on, man. I got your back, man. Kanan didn't even pick him up, man. He a kid, man. Hey, I always was protecting you." He said, pow. Next thing you know, he bust his ketchup pack all over the window, and he was there leaking Kool-Aid on the floor. And we see that it wasn't nothing but a bloody mess, and Marvin ain't give two craps. He went and got the, gas out the Swiss cheesed up ass bins, and then next thing you know, he barbecued Robin Harris along with the dusty van to eliminate all evidence. Meanwhile, we see that Officer Howard is looking real bad, man. He looking like the Walking Dead, like a black-white walker, a blight walker. And so he's out there smoking a square when he sees this little Frumpty Dumpty nurse come out there with a bag of goodies, and she meeting up with these damn Kid and Play rejects. He do look like Father MC and Kwame. And then we see that this dude box is perpendicular to a square, and they end up getting this damn, ID, and then sliding her a Mississippi knot. And all of this in broad daylight, so he peeped gang. So he see these two dudes don't look nothing like orderlies, more like disorderlies, and they coming in. You see that Rock sees that the cops ain't paying attention, and so inside of their little boxes was guns with silencers. So they trying to take out Lulu like Maserati Rick, but they wasn't good at the job. They was more like Chevy Blue. And so once they got there, we saw that Lulu was gone and that they had made a switcheroo, and Howard was there for them, got the drop on them, and had them arrested, and their plan was foiled. Meanwhile, we see Nicole's mama is raising hell at the police station, mad that Detective Burke ended up making the call to let Jukebox out. And she said, "Why did you do that? She's responsible to our daughter's death. She the one that had her using the crack." And then the daddy said, "Man, we don't know that. You can't say that." She said, "Whose side are you on?" He said, "Man," she said, "Our daughter was a good kid. She would never do this. She never used drugs. I have powerful friends. You better get this together or else you're going to meet them. They'll never let something like this happen to a family like ours. While these fools was getting arrested, Kwame's days is numbered. We see Howard telling Rock, look, you lucky I still smoke squares. Hey, I done tried to threaten you. I done tried to ask you nicely. What we need to do is I need to meet up with that boy. She said, look, if I do this, then I need a pass, okay? I want you to stay out of my business. He said, all right, bet. But if anything happens and I need to talk to that son, then I need to go ahead and do that. She said, what the hell that's supposed to mean? And then he gave a little look like, never mind. And then while he walked off, she had a little idea like, man, something up with this dude. Nothing, I can't trust him. Meanwhile, we see Jukebox at the cemetery for old St. Nick, and then all of a sudden Burke pulls up on her. I don't know how Burke knew she was there, but anyway, she started talking to her, saying, hey, look, people say high school love ain't that good, but I love my high school girlfriend. You want to get her to tie you nicey? Meanwhile, we see Kanan coming up to the hospital. He asked why they moved Lulu room. She said, man, they tried to come and pull a hit on him, but the cops got to him first. She said, look, I know you want to talk. He said, don't worry, I understand what happened with, D-Wiz. Meanwhile, while they getting a little icy, they try to bond over messed up families, and she said, I'm good. And so Burke trying to be nice and get info, and Jukebox said, look, I ain't got nothing for you. Kanan ain't had nothing to do with it. I'm out. And Burke, she left with no information. And so meanwhile, we see inside the chapel at the church, Rock sitting in there. And then we see Marvin say, I know you ain't asking for forgiveness. She said, no, I'm asking for forgiveness for what I'm about to do. And then she told him that he messed up. He said, look, ain't nobody going to attack my family and get away with it. They pretty much bonded, patched things up, and now they back together. Meanwhile, we see Howard telling his doctor that he do have a son and he gonna meet with him tonight, but the mama's a mess. She said, well, look, whatever you do, you got to get consent from the mom if you're trying to get some of that bone juice. So meanwhile, we see Jessica, she back, and she's sitting there telling Jukebox that she want to be there when Lulu wake up. Jukebox then tells, Rock that she need to talk to her, and she tell her that Burke been giving her the 20 questions. She say, look, it's good to have a cop on your side. It seemed Rock got a plan. Meanwhile, we see Kanan getting his little straps together, and we see Marvin helping him get the straps, and he like, man, your mama wants you to have a gun. He tell her to go get some music, so he looking in Jukebox room for some music. He go through her drawers, then he goes and finds the pictures with her kissing St. Nick, and then next thing you know, he finds the videotape, he puts it in, see them singing lullabies to each other in love. He getting furious right now. He see that they ain't nothing but she's basically in a relationship with this girl, and the whole time he get pissed and throw the TV down in rage. Meanwhile, we see Burke, and she's steadily looking at the Buck 20 murder, and she's steadily investigating. Meanwhile, Howard come in, and he trying to tell her, and she's steadily telling him about the D-Wiz Buck 20 situation. He trying to tell her to leave it alone, and she won't do it. He said, look, I'm gonna tell my boss I can't work with you. Meanwhile, Jukebox come home and see her room tore up, and he said, man, what the hell is wrong with you? You Lebanese or something? And she said, look, the girl you talking about is dead. And he said, well, that's what you get. God don't like ugly. And so she spit in his face. And once she spit in his face, that kind of made him real upset. He ended up backslapping her, and she fell out all across the room. And so now she pissed, and while she was gathering herself, he throw the tape on the floor and stomp it like it was a square. And he break the tape up in front of her face, which that was the last memory of her seeing her boo. She had them crazy eyes real bad, like a psycho, and came after him with full force and rage. He had to try to restrain her and throw her away, but she kept coming back. And next thing you know, he lost his cool after she done hit him and stuff, and he damn near choked her out like she stole something, to the point where she was damn near dead if he would have kept them hands on her for a minute or two. He even said, you think you a dude, but you can't fight like one, and left her gasping for air and gasping for life on the floor. Once she collected herself, she left, and he was shook up. He was crying, but I think she don't want to have nothing else to do with him right now. Meanwhile, we see Kanan with his mama, and she training him how to shoot like an expert, and she telling him how to pull the trigger and make sure you aim, put 2 in the chest, and then put 1 in the head where they used to think, and make sure you don't forget, because right now I need you to handle business for the family and protect me. And so she putting this little thought in his head that it's only him that can save the fam. Meanwhile, we see with his little crew like he's some old fake ass Mike Tomlin gangster, and he telling them, look, I don't care who it is, women, children, whoever down with them, gots to go. Either you with us or against us. Rock, all that peace stuff is out the window. It's time for war. He got hired hitters and everything. Meanwhile, Rock is telling Kanan, hey, I need you to protect the family. There's somebody trying to take the family out. We need to take them out at all costs to protect the family. Meanwhile, we see Lulu still in the coma and Jesse there, and then he wake up and she by his side. It's like, Lou, you okay? How you doing? I knew you wake up. I knew it. And so she run to get help, and he waking up, and he feeling like fresh fried chicken. Meanwhile, we see Jukebox, and she meeting up with the cop, and she around peeping around corners. She tell her, look, I need to meet with you in private. So they go ahead off dip and meet in private. Meanwhile, we see TD Fakes, and he trying to put together a little, Creflo Dollar sermon. And who do we see? Nothing but Rock sitting in the damn church pews with nobody around her because she's steaming. She's so damn hot and fiery, devilish. Meanwhile, we see she wearing red like the devil in the red dress. While we see Jukebox and Burke talking in the box. She tell her, look, I don't want nobody to get hurt. Neek mad about his shipment getting took. Y'all in danger. So Burke is sitting here thinking, what the hell going on? We later see that Rock actually is at the church where her mama go to, but her mama got a heart colder than a witch's titty. And she telling her, look, man, you made your bed, Rock. I ain't got time for that. We see Marvin pulling up in the Tony Montana Porsche, and he got a bag of goodies, and it ain't nothing but straps ready for the crew so they can be ready for war so they don't get caught with their hand on their Johnson. We see Kanan meeting up, and he got a bag, but it ain't barbecue. It's Unique's jacket. So now it seems that he's going to do the hit with Unique's jacket instead of Lulu, since Lulu was in the hospital. And while he go to meet up with Detective Howard, Howard's trying to talk to him about being his pappy, when all of a sudden he pull out the gun and tell him, look, hold up. First he noticed that wasn't his jacket, then he pull out the gun and pop him before he could even get to tell him that I'm the pappy. And so he goes and falls to the ground. Before the episode is over, we see that he gets closer to him, and then it fades to black, and then you hear one more shot go off. And so it leaves us wondering, was it to the head, to the chest? What was it? I don't think it was to the head. Now it's time for some real talk. This was one of the best episodes of the season of this show, and it seems that each episode keeps getting better, and it's not disappointing. I like to see how at the very beginning it kicked off with Rock, with Marvin ready for war, and he tried to take a shot at Unique, although it wasn't executed properly. He didn't give a damn. It was typical Marvin fashion, similar to like the Black Tommy, and it was good special effects to see how Unique car was bulletproof and how he damn near was able to Swiss cheese it up, but he did take out 1 or 2 of his men. And we saw that Lulu is in the hospital. He did survive, and that he didn't die from episode 8. Now, Robin Harris got took out for snitching and running his damn mouth, and I don't know what he thought when he put Kanan's name in his mouth, saying he the one that was, the responsible for those blue tops. I think Jesse got a lot of collateral because she was still there by Lulu's side when he woke up, which was really something that may end up turning to bite him, because all she may really be there for is making sure that her brother got his little demo together when it's time. And also, I think it was very coincidental that Howard was there when we saw Kwame and Father MC try to make that hit on, Lulu in the hospital. That was just a little too convenient, too perfect. And they should have tried to put some bubbles in his IV, or had the nurse just put some bubbles in his IV, or hit him with a dose of that Easy E hot shot and take out Lulu that way. Game over. But instead, they wanted to use some silence weapons, and that was a little too obvious and too careless for them to try to do that. I'm wondering also about Nicole's mama. Who the hell is her powerful friends, and what are they trying to do? And I think that the father is really getting tired of her. He tried to tell her what we didn't know and to be cool, and she was saying, whose side are you on, as if she trying to make it seem that all of the blame is on Jukebox, and that Nicole had no responsibility for wanting to get on that Ready Rock and smoke that butter, that country crock. So we'll see what happens. Also, Detective Burke did come out in this episode saying that she gay. That's one thing a few people was saying, and I didn't exactly pick up on and agree with 100%, but now it shows that she is, and that she do have her eye on trying to be friends with Jukebox, but I don't think it's in a relationship status. And we also see that Rock is now down to her last soldier. She put Jukebox and put the battery in her back and used her to tell Burke that she was in trouble because Unique is mad about his shipment. So she trying to get Unique set up and go to jail, because we see that she then used her own son to shoot and attempt to kill a cop. We don't know if Howard is dead yet, but he did shoot him at least probably twice, and it looks that he is not dead yet, but he may die in the next episode. And of course, that Marvin and Jukebox scene where they were fighting, and that was a very emotional, raw, excellent acting. They both were controlled. She spit in her father's face, which then caused him to backslap her. If she didn't continue to attack him, I don't think he would have escalated and then tried to choke her out. That doesn't give an excuse to either one of their actions, but they were definitely both wrong. He was damn near killed his own daughter, which of course he really felt bad about, not trying it. And of course she was very emotional. He stomped out the tape of her love. He was very insensitive to what she was going through. But in 1991, especially in the black community, people were not that open to same-sex relationships, and unfortunate for Jukebox, she had a hard time dealing with the death of her girlfriend, and then with the insensitive nature of her father, and it seemed that she may be ready to run away from home. I know she definitely ain't in a hurry to go back home. And we also heard Marvin saying in the church that he raised Rock and Lulu because they mama and them was on that dope. And so we did get to see mama, and she is, you know, all churchified, looking like Miss Jenkins, but at the same time, her heart is cold as a witch's titty, and she ain't got no love for Rock and what Rock is trying to do. And she told her, look, that's what you trying to do, that's the you made. And we see that right now she trying to do her, and she ain't too concerned with Rock and the family. She probably didn't even know Lulu was in the hospital. At least Rock didn't tell her in that scene, and I wonder if she even gave a damn. So we'll see what happens with that as well. But it seems though, even though she's not on the drugs anymore, she still really don't give a damn about what they're doing with their life and the drama that they have going on and what they're going through. Now, they are criminals, so maybe that could be part of it, but at the same time, them having a lack of parents may have chose them to go that route so that they can support themselves, and who knows what it turned into, unfortunately. So we'll see. Now, this next episode is gonna be fire. We about to see what happens. Did Howard survive? Is Kanan gonna get busted? The crew, what are they gonna be able to do? I think Rock, she is gonna end up getting that connect with Juanito, but at what cost? And we see that she may be at the top, and like they say, it's lonely at the top. So we'll see what happens. And if she's the only person left standing, that means that the cops can easily focus on her and try to take her organization out. We see that she finally got the projects damn near complete and in order. It is taking them a long time. Marvila trying to work, but she took him off the job for a while. So now that they back together, maybe they'll finally be able to get that complete, and we'll see what happens with her and she turning the projects into the Carter. So I'm definitely interested in the next episode. This episode was fire, except for the couple points that I pointed out that wasn't that accurate, and we'll see what happens. And I think that having Kanan take out his dad without him knowing it is definitely going to come back to bite her once he finds out one day what she did. First, she took out his best friend, then she used him to take out his own pappy, and he didn't even get a chance to know it. Rock is cold and heartless and is about as, you know, calculated as they come, and one day it's definitely gonna come back to bite her in the end, and we'll see. Do I think Kanan is gonna be the one to take her out? I don't. I'll talk about that in another video, and we'll see what happens. I want to thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to bang that bell, subscribe if you're new. I'll see y'all on the next episode. Peace. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit that like, subscribe, bang that bell, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.